Welcome to the PHP Testing Screencast Series. I'm Eric Lee Stewart. This screencast is going to be about building a PHP test environment on Windows. TestFest contributors and Q&A team volunteers need to know how to build working test environments on multiple platforms. This podcast is going to be about doing it on Windows. We have other podcasts for Ubuntu and Mac OS X, which are currently available. In an ideal world, you'd want to build a test environment that allows you to test on all the active branches of PHP. The active branches right now are 5.2, 5.3, and trunk. Unfortunately, we don't have any pre-built binaries of PHP for trunk to use, so we're going to have to restrict this podcast to just 5.2 and 5.3. Now, why would you want to have all the active branches in your test environment? That's because all PHP tests you write, with the exception of tests that are for features that were introduced in later branches, all need to be able to run on all versions of PHP. So our task is going to be, we're going to build a test environment for PHP 5.2 and 5.3. We're going to use instructions straight from the TestFest 2010 wiki page. And we're going to install one piece of software prior to building our test environment. So if you go to the TestFest 2010 wiki page, which is at wiki.php.net/qa/testfest-2010, if you look in the table of contents on the right side, you'll see there's a link, how can I build a PHP test environment? Clicking on that will take you to that section of the wiki. And you'll notice there's instructions for different operating systems, and you'll notice there's one for Windows. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and that'll take us to that page. And then we're just going to follow the instructions here. The first one is to install the Microsoft C++ 2008 redistribution package for x86. And if you look, there's a download link. We'll right click on that and choose Open in New Window. Now there is, this is for x86, there is a 64-bit package for C++ 2008, but I recommend using the x86 and not the 64-bit, even if you're on a 64-bit operating system. So we'll just click the download link, and we'll tell it to save, and we'll save it to my documents. And it's a pretty small file. Right here is 1.73 megs, so it's pretty small. Then we can close that page. And after we have downloaded it, we just need to install it. So if we go to My Documents, find the installer we just downloaded, and we run it. It's a pretty quick install. Accept the terms, click Install. And that's all we need to get our PHP test binaries up and running. So we can close that down. Now I'm going to be installing this on our desktop just because it's easy to get to, and it's easy for this demonstration, but you can actually install these anywhere you want. The next instructions are for PHP 5.2 and 5.3. You'll notice it asks you to visit the PHP Windows download page. So we'll open that up in a new window. And then we're just going to download the zipped zip binaries. Don't download the installer, don't download the debug pack, just download the zip installer. And you'll notice for PHP 5.3 there's actually quite a few versions here, but usually the top one is a pretty good one to go with. We're going with the VC9 x86 non-thread safe. So we will click on that, and it's going to ask us to save it, which we'll save it, and we'll choose the desktop. So it's now downloading PHP 5.3.2 pre-built binaries for Windows. And when that's done, then we'll go ahead and do the 5.2 binaries as well. And those are just a little bbit further down on the page. You see 5.2, and we're going to do the zip, not the installer, not the debug pack, and we'll just choose the one right from the top. For PHP 5.2, it's going to be the VC6 X86 non-thread safe. So click on that, click save. Desktop's already chosen, and it's going to download. And both of them are pretty small. This one's only 10 megs, so it shouldn't take much time at all. Okay, now we have all the files downloaded that we need. And the rest of the instructions just tell you to unzip these and rename the folder if you want to make it easier. So we actually don't need to go through that here, but I'll show you. You got PHP 5.2 here and PHP 5.3, which are the zip files that we just downloaded. If you right click, choose Extract All. It's going to bring up the extraction wizard. You click Next, and then I just go ahead and rename this folder that it wants to put it into to be something nice. I like to use PHP 5.3 for my 5.3 branch. And then just click Finish, it'll pop a window. And then we're going to do the same thing for PHP 5.2. We'll right click, choose Extract All, click Next, and then we're just going to rename this to PHP 5.2. It's much smaller, much easier to work with. And we click Next, it's extracting, and click Finish. Now we're done. Now we don't need these zip files anymore, so we can go ahead and toss those in the trash. We got PHP 5.2, 5.3, and these are our test environments all ready to go. Let's do a quick test just to make sure that they're working right. So we'll click Start, click Run. We'll type in CMD for the command line, and that's going to start us out at my home folder. So we'll do a CD to the desktop. And if we do a directory there, we'll see we've got PHP 5.2 and 5.3 as directories. So let's CD into the PHP 5.2 directory. Okay, and then once we're there, we can run a test on the PHP command line binary, which is php.exe, and we give it a -v to do a version check, and you'll see PHP 5.2.13. And if we back out of this directory, and we go into PHP 5.3, we can do a php.exe-v, and you'll see we have the PHP 5.3.2 CLA binary. So our test environment is up and running. So we'll just exit out of here. I hope this screencast has been helpful. Look for the other screencasts that are up and screencasts that are up and coming. Right now you can watch me build a test environment for Mac OS X, and you can watch me build a test environment on Ubuntu. Upcoming screencasts will be running PHP tests on Mac OS X, Ubuntu, and Windows, and we'll also be doing some screencasts on writing PHP tests. So thank you for watching, and I hope this has helped.